This screencast, I want to introduce you to newspapers.com, which can be a really great resource for your class. And first, I'm going to show you how to access newspapers.com through the Weber State University Library, which is actually where I'm at right now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to Search, click on that. Hopefully it will bring me to the search page. Okay. And then I'm going to click down to Databases. On the database search, I'm going to click N for newspapers. And then I'm going to scroll down to newspapers.com. Should be here. Is pretty. There it is. Okay. I click on that. And I'm already logged into newspapers.com, but you might have to sign in using your Weber login and password before you actually come to the official newspapers.com website. All right, now when we're here in newspapers, I just want to point out a few things along the top. There's search, there's browse, papers, and clippings. Whenever I use newspapers.com, I always use the browse feature. For me, that works the best. If you want to learn about some of the other features, I included a link to tutorials that newspapers.com actually has put together for people. But here's just how I use it. So I go to browse, and on browse, here you can see all the different options of where you can find newspapers. I'm going to click United States of America. And then since my lesson plan has to do with a Utah topic, you can scroll down to Utah, click on Utah. I'm not going to narrow it down to a particular city, although that's certainly an option for you. So instead, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in a search term. My lesson plan has to do with finding information on the civil rights movement in Utah during the 1950s and 1960s. And so I'm going to type in my search term up here in this search box. A quick, I guess, tip would be that if you want to have really specific searches, use quotation marks around your search terms. In the other materials on Canvas, I've located a tutorial on how to use Boolean search terms if you want to kind of dig more into that. But I usually just do a quick search term and use the quotation marks. So here I'm going to use a search term like NAACP and then just type Utah. And of course, notice I put that all in quotes. And then I'm going to click search. And we have, as you can see, 60 matches, which is actually not too bad. Now, I want to narrow down when I want to find these different articles by looking at a date range. So here I can actually do it via this box here, or I actually like the slide features. So we're going to go back to 1963. Then I'm going to update that. And here's you can see that it narrowed it down even more to 9 matches, which is really great. Here's an article here on the NAACP of Utah, meet with LDS, and it's dated October 4th, 1963 in the Salt Lake Tribune. So if I want to look at that article, I just click on the Salt Lake Tribune. And we'll wait here for a second. Hopefully it'll come up here. Okay. And there's the article right there. Now, if I want to print it or save it, and I actually print and save using this feature, I go up right here to the very top next to the Save to Ancestry green button. I click the Print button, and then it says select a portion of the page that you would like to print. I always do this because otherwise sometimes it's, it'll print or the entire page, and then that kind of makes it difficult for you to read the article that you want to read. So I select the portion of the page, and then with this kind of text box here, I can locate the exact article. Okay, it gives you the option to print or save. I click the print option, And then when it comes up to this page, instead of actually clicking print, although you could click print if you were hooked up to your printer, I go over to the PDF button and I say Save as PDF. And then it'll ask me where I want to save it. I'm on a Mac, of course, and I click Documents, or I could even click Desktop. Okay, and then I save it. Notice it already has in the save box the date of the newspaper article and the newspaper itself, and then I click Save. And now it's saved to my desktop, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. If I want to go back to the previous other options, I just click my back button, and I can look more at some additional options, newspaper articles. So here's one from the Ogden Standard, March 10th, 1965, and again, I can just start scrolling through. So this is a really great resource. Obviously, if you're a history class and you want your students to, maybe you actually assign them a paper where maybe they have to look up newspaper articles to support their arguments, but it could be used in a variety of other ways, as I've indicated on the Canvas page for this tutorial. Hopefully you find this to be helpful, and that you will use newspapers.com in your classroom for a variety of exercises and activities.